And over to you, Irfan.
Thank you. Sangeeta, let's kick it off. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar and good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging. My name is Sangeeta Venkatesan, and I'm the Vice President of AIBC New South Wales. On behalf of AIBC, and specifically the New South Wales Management Committee, I'm delighted to welcome you all to our first virtual Diwali event. I'd like to specifically acknowledge my co-hosts Irfan Malik, President of AIBC New South Wales, Javed Khan, and Tushara, who are also part of the New South Wales Management Committee, who have been instrumental in bringing this event to us today. We have an exciting list of activities for you today, and to welcome you more formally and give you a glimpse of what we're going to be doing this evening, I would like to formally welcome Irfan Malik, the President of AIBC New South Wales. Irfan, over to you.
Namaskar, greetings and best wishes from Sydney, Australia to all attendees, all guests who've joined us for this exciting New South Wales, AIBC New South Wales Diwali virtual event. Thank you again, Sangeeta, for the kickoff and the intro there. And again, I want to recognize the great teamwork of yourself, Javed, Tushara, and the rest of the AIBC New South Wales team as well to put together this show, which is amazing to bring it all together and bring our ecosystems across Australia, India together. So thank you again, team. Now, sabko again, Diwali ki hardik shubhkamnaएं. Diwali wishes to all of you across Australia, India, and globally who has joined us on this occasion, and also who are watching this live stream on Facebook and YouTube as well. So Diwali is a special occasion, and just growing up in India, sweet memories of the food, the fun, the flavors, the tastes of Diwali, and the whole exciting vibe it brings as we look with the message of hope, light, and a new beginning, a new chapter being opened, and a lot of businesses open their books post Diwali as well. So this is a special occasion across for the Indian diaspora, and as we bring this special Diwali event, connecting the diaspora and the people across Australia, India, with a theme connecting and celebrating the tastes and flavors of people to people connect between Australia and India to facilitate business to business outcome. We've got an exciting show for you, exciting event with amazing guest speakers, a special celebrity chef all the way joining us from India, Mumbai. We've got some dance numbers to get all of us engaged, as well as to really cherish the Bollywood that also unites a lot of the diaspora together as well. And then we are also going to celebrate and showcase some of the business success stories as well. And then we definitely have our amazing sponsors to support this event as well. So definitely something which I'm looking forward to having a great session. I want to warmly welcome our guest speakers, especially Honorable Consul General Manish Gupta ji, our representations from the Australian government, the key message from Honorable Prime Minister Scott Morrison, but also from Honorable Julian Leeser, MP Barara, and our guests, Karthik Mohandas, Dr. Harinath, Harinath from the chair of Multicultural New South Wales, all our guest speakers, our sponsors who have come on board, and all my fellow AIBC members, and also all the people who have joined across Australia and India as well. So welcome on board for this session. I want to especially recognize that as we look at the new chapter, and as India and Australia open up our strategic partnership to the next level with working towards the early harvest agreement and a free trade agreement over next year, I think it presents a great opportunity. And New South Wales has opened up, India has opened up, buzzing with action. And as we look at the months and days beyond this Diwali, we look towards really shaping, some amazing success stories for businesses as well. On that note, we've had great leadership at AIBC. We've turned the corner. We've got amazing set of activities right through last year and into this year as well, and led by our able, very well recognized chairman, ALIC National Chair, Jim Varghese. And I invite him on that note to open and really inspire us with a welcome vision, AIBC's vision address. Over to you, Jim. Welcome. Jim, as you all may know, he's been leading AIBC as a chair for last 3 years, and also been driving some of amazing initiatives at AIBC, but been a great, he's had a successful career himself, but also been on the great, amazing boards as well. And I look forward to him inspiring all of us with his AIBC vision address. Welcome, Jim. Over to you.
Namaste. Thank you very much for that welcome, fans, and happy Diwali to everyone. And can I also join Sangeeta in acknowledgement of country that the AIBC acknowledges and pays respect to the past, present, and future traditional custodians and elders of our nation, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. I also want to take this opportunity to also welcome our first Indigenous member of our chapter in Western Australia. That is first in the history of the AIBC, and that's a really good step forward in strengthening our relationship with First Nations people here in our country. So in welcoming you here to this Diwali function, let us celebrate, business celebrates Diwali, as we've seen in India, and even as we speak, and they celebrate success. Now, India is a $2 trillion economy and will grow to be the third largest economy in the world by 2030. Trade between Australia and India has more than doubled over the past decade, and the rate of growth will continue to rise as the two economies grow closer. AIBC has been around since 1986 and is the only body to represent bilateral trade and investment between Australia and India. We're a national membership organisation with active chapters in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, and Canberra. And we work hard to maintain our close relationships with federal and state government agencies, and here with the Consular Corps here in Sydney, the Diplomatic Corps, industry bodies, and showcase opportunities to the Australian business community through an active program of events throughout Australia. And I'd like to congratulate the New South Wales chapter under the leadership of Irfan Malik and Sangeeta and the team here in New South Wales for a great start to a new chapter, a new part of the history of the AIBC in New South Wales, and they're off to a really great start. We, of course, take the Diwali spirit, not just here, but also throughout the year. We bring this forward as we do a number of activities in the AIBC, from policy and planning initiatives with major stakeholders to organising targeted Australian business delegations, including a digital one that we propose, hosting Indian business delegations here, and of course our annual India address that was held in New South Wales a couple of years ago. We want to repeat that again and maybe in 2022. And looking at India budget and economic updates, major business events with dignitaries from India and Australia. We've done a lot of that digitally, business networking for our members, and business information. So we're fortunate to have a very good team throughout Australia. We've got very energetic presidents and vice presidents and committee members, and they've been doing a great job throughout our nation. In addition to that, we have done a major reform by supporting the presidents and chapters in each state with what we call industry chapter chairs. Now, this is where the Diwali spirit can happen in a number of different sectors. In the agribusiness sector, we're targeting advanced technology and science, and we have a chair for agribusiness chapter. We have a chair for corporate and investment chapter that looks at corporate finance, fundraising, and investment. We have a chair for defense and industry chapter. This is, again, very timely in the bilateral relationship. The Quad platform and AIBC always tries to be proactive and be in front. We have an education and skills development chapter. And again, getting in there and making sure that one of our biggest exports to India is consolidated and vice versa. We have a financial services chapter that helps us deal with the services with money management, products from institutions, banking firms, insurance companies. And we have a healthcare chapter that, of course, has been very busy with COVID-19 and looking at the supply chain and business opportunities. And we have information and digital communications and digital chapter, looking at the great contribution that we can do between Australia and India, particularly in attracting some of the high-tech companies to invest in Australia. And we have an infrastructure chapter that looks in, again, at developing infrastructure to support both our economy and social networks to increase productivity, particularly for the labor force. And we have a Make in India chapter, very successful chapter that's been driving the key point of Prime Minister Modi when he said, go and sell in any country in the world, but manufacture here. We have skills, talent, discipline, and desire to do something. So we want to link in with that, and we are linking with that. We have a renewable energy chapter, very topical at the moment as Glasgow is around the corner. We're upfront in this, and we've got a very active plans for our renewable energy chapter. We're closely looking at our resources industry chapter, again, well skilled to move where we are. Our small, medium enterprises business chapter. And of course, we have a very active sports industry chapter. And what could be more attractive in Diwali than watching a good cricket match and enjoying some good food and good company. And one area where cricket currently in the Commonwealth go very well. We then have startups and innovation chapter where we want to encourage more companies to move within that supply chain. And we have women in business. We're very committed to gender equality and also diversity. And that area has done extraordinarily well in promoting women as successful entrepreneurs and in that whole supply chain to encourage us and move forward so they make a significant and irreplaceable contribution to business. And we have young business leaders. So we try to capture the young. So it's not just like oldies like myself here. We're making sure that we're replaced for the next 30 years. And we have a membership benefits industry chapter, which is to give value to our membership to companies that work with us. And we have national advisors in exports and investment, in information technology, and for partnerships. So on that note, Fan, I thought that gives a quick overview of some of the things we're doing in AIBC. We welcome this Diwali celebration. It's a great initiative. It's innovative. And it's a time to celebrate our relationships. And more importantly, celebrate business outcomes and results. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for your inspiring leadership and those thoughts and insights that you shared for the vision of AIBC and taking it to the next level as well as we forge ahead closer between Australia and India with our bilateral business-to-business impact and outcomes as well. And as our president, Honorable President from India mentioned during his last trip, that the diaspora is like the living bridge. And we want to definitely take AIBC to also facilitate and demonstrate that we are able to deliver on those business-to-business outcome as well. Thank you, Jim, for that. On that note, Diwali and this special occasion, this event, we want to invoke divine blessings by having a Aarti. So I invite Sangeeta and the team to have a virtual Aarti to kick off these proceedings with the invoking divine blessings. Vishal, if you can. Thank you, Vishal. And we seek divine blessings as we look forward to a great year ahead post Diwali and also for this session as well. So thank you all there. Let me, as Jim mentioned, for us recognizing the First Nations, the indigenous community is of a great importance. And as we, shape the bilateral bridge, we also want to have closer bridge with our indigenous community as well. And we recognize our First Nations people. And we want to start off with the indigenous acknowledgement by Auntie Beryl. Just to introduce Auntie Beryl. Auntie Beryl is a very well-recognized indigenous elder leader. She's part of the Gamilaroi elder. She's an educator, mentor, and business leader. She's one of the businesswomen very celebrated across the indigenous community, and she's celebrated for her commitment to driving employment opportunities for young Aboriginal people in hospitality through her various enterprises. She's also referred by world's top chefs for advice on some of the native Australian ingredients. And she's also passionate about healthy, affordable cooking that draws from and celebrates Aboriginal cultural knowledges as well. So here's a special message, the acknowledgement by Auntie Beryl.
Hi everybody, I'm Auntie Beryl. I'm a Gamilaroi lady from Walgett, New South Wales. I came to Sydney when I was 16 years of age, and I went to Redfern on the block there and became part of that community. So I'm a Redfern girl now. And within saying that, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of land, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, our 29 other clans within the Sydney region, our past and present elders, and say a very warm welcome to you all. And this afternoon I'm looking forward to the Australian Indian Business Council Diwali event. I got an invitation, and it's all about us coming together as business people and putting us out there to what we've got to offer. I think coming together and working together, we can make it all happen.
Thank you, Auntie Beryl. We'll definitely take that cue. And one of the things which I want to kind of call out is, as we look at this business-to-business relationship and business-to-business impact between Australia and India, we want to focus on a SMILES framework. Typically, we look at SMLE, but definitely you want to look at small, medium-scale, indigenous, large enterprises and startups. All the businesses we want to look at, and definitely we want to reach out to indigenous businesses also to be part of this Australia-India bridge opportunities as well. So definitely we'll take the cue and forge those closer ties and deliver on business impact and also cultural connects as well with people-to-people connect. Thank you again. On that note, let me welcome our Honorable Consul General of India, Sydney, Shri Manish Gupta ji. He's been a great support for AIBC and our diaspora community, and one of the stalwarts of really facilitating Australia-India trade, business, investment, and also people-to-people connect. Just a brief introduction. You may all know a lot about him and have interacted, but just an overview. Manish Gupta ji is a career diplomat and a member of Indian Foreign Services for a long number of years, and he's got extensive experience in dealing with multilateral issues. Prior to assuming current responsibilities, he served in Ministry of External Affairs as Joint Secretary for Overseas Indian Affairs. Earlier, he served as the Consul General of India in Istanbul, Turkey, and in permanent missions of India to the UN. And he's also had other diplomatic assignments in Dakar and Brussels as well. He's been an amazing support and a great advocate for Australia-India business and people-to-people relationship. And I welcome Manish Gupta ji to address the gathering. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Irfan Malik. Dear friends, I'm delighted to join you today. It's a very special occasion on the time of Diwali festivities. Let me wish each one of you a very happy Diwali. A special thanks to AIBC, Mr. Jim Verghese, Mr. Irfan Malik, entire AIBC NSW chapter for organizing this virtual celebration. It is often said that festivities transcend all barriers, geographical boundaries, and bring and connect people and communities together. They relate us to our cultural heritage. They spawn creativity. They provide an opportunity for all of us to connect to our roots. Diwali, as you all know, marks a very special day in our calendar of festivities. In many ways, Diwali is a true global festival, celebrated around the world, as well as, of course, back home in India by all communities. For businesses, Diwali holds a very special importance because we honor the goddess of wealth, Mahalakshmi. The spirit of Diwali symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and good over evil. For a business fraternity, it's a time for a new dynamism and new vigor for our business and industry. It's very heartening that under Mr. Jim Verghese, not only AIBC has expanded its outreach, but has also deepened its footprint. We are also engaging all sections of the society. I think that's the most important thing for all of us. As Mr. Irfan Malik was saying, this year has really witnessed momentous developments in our relationship. From the comprehensive strategic partnership to the Quad, our bilateral ties have really been elevated to a higher level. Both sides are looking forward to conclude the early harvest agreement by the end of the year. And the opening of Australian borders, luckily, touchwood, is now underway. All of these developments, they provide the perfect backdrop for a transformational shift in our trade and economic ties. Friends, as we emerge from the dark shadows of the pandemic this year, Diwali indeed holds a very special significance for each one of us. It's also because our Diwali festivities are coinciding with the 75th year of our independence. So obviously, we are aiming for higher and higher ties between our two countries. So I am hopeful the festivities augur brighter times ahead for all of us in the season of sharing, caring, and self-reflection. May the warmth and splendor of the festivities bless us all with good health, happiness, and success in our lives. And those of us who are a little bit off with Hindi, let me just share a brief couplet. आशा की ज्योति से खुशियों के दीप जलाना है, मुस्कान हो हर मुख पर, हर दुख द्वेष मिटाना है, प्रीत की डोरी से अंतर्मन को सुखद बनाना है, इंद्रधनुषी रंगोली से इस जग को सुंदर सजाना है। आप सभी को दिवाली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। अ वेरी हैप्पी दिवाली। थैंक यू।
बहुत खूब, बहुत शुक्रिया. Amazing words that you shared, reflecting on the real spirit of Diwali. Thank you, and thank you for your support and active, drive that you have to facilitate bilateral relationship and the business-to-business impact as well. Thank you again, Manish Gupta ji. Namaskar. Thank you. All right. On that note, I want to recognize the message that we've received from Honorable Prime Minister Scott Morrison. I know he's overseas in Europe with some important commitments, but I'm really pleased to acknowledge that he's sent a special message for all of us for this event, and also wishing us well, and also with some of the outlook ahead as well. And we will have a press release sharing this message as well across to all of you. Thank you to the Honorable Prime Minister. On that note, let me also recognize the support we've received from our Honorable Member of Parliament, Julian Leeser, who's the member of Beraura constituency, and he's also the chair of Joint Standing Committee on Migration and chair of Parliamentary Friends of India. Absolute, big supporter for AIBC as well as for our diaspora community. And I want to recognize his support, and I want have his message shared with all. Thank you.
Namaste. आज मैं हिंदी में बोलने का प्रयास करूंगा। दिवाली मेरा प्रिय त्योहार है। आज यहाँ आना मेरे लिए सम्मान और खुशी का विषय है। मैं AIBC को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ और विशेष रूप से इरफान यूसुफ को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। मेरा नाम जूलियन लीसा है। बरारा लोकसभा क्षेत्र का सांसद हूँ। मैं पार्लियामेंट्री फ्रेंड्स ऑफ इंडिया का अध्यक्ष भी हूँ। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 700,000 से भी ज्यादा हिंदुस्तानी बोलते लोग हैं। मेरे बरारा क्षेत्र में 6,300 से ज्यादा इंडियन ऑस्ट्रेलियन है। मैं अधिक की कामना करता हूँ। Hello, my name's Julian Lisa. I'm the federal member for Barara and I'm also the chair of the Parliamentary Friends of India. I'd like to thank the AIBC for inviting me to be part of this Diwali celebration. You know, India and Australia share a long and important history. Those ties go back well before India's independence to the days when Australia was just a series of colonies when trade commenced between India and the colony of New South Wales. Indians volunteered and fought with the Australian Imperial Force in World War I, something I'm very proud to commemorate with the cenotaph in my community. These ties forged over a century ago have grown and deepened. But importantly, the glue that holds our nations together more than anything else is its people. It's the families, community groups, religious and service organisations and business organisations like yours that bring vibrancy, diversity and life to Australia, making Australia the most successful multicultural country in the world. Over the last 20 years, the number of Indians in Australia has grown from around 60,000 to more than 700,000 today. In the next decade, the Indian-born community is projected to overtake the Chinese-born community as the largest migrant community in Australia, reaching 1.4 million people. Skilled migration is an important part of this picture. We want talented and driven Indians to bring their technical expertise, their entrepreneurship and their values to make Australia home. As chair of the Parliamentary Friends of India, I welcome and celebrate the unique contribution made by the Indian community in our country and look forward to further strengthening the bilateral ties between Australia and India in this 75th year. And as so many in our community come together to celebrate Diwali, themes of light triumphing over evil are more important than ever. The COVID pandemic has challenged us in so many ways over the last 2 years. I hope the Diwali lights will bring peace and joy to all celebrating in our community. I'd like to leave you with some words of President Kovind, who said, "Let us on this day try to bring happiness in the lives of those who are less fortunate and needy by lighting the lamp of love, care and sharing." These are good sentiments for Diwali. Ant mein ab sabko Diwali ki vishesh badai. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Julian. Really appreciate those amazing words and also the effort you take always to really bridge those relationships and really focus on that people-to-people connect. Thank you again, and we always cherish your support and when you join us on all occasions as well. Thank you again, Julian. Let's kick off with the celebrities and the celebrations as we get to the next part of this evening. And to kick things off, and the real spirit of Diwali to celebrate and cherish, let's get the festivities on. And I invite a good friend of ours, Karthik Mohandas, to come on board and really kick off with a message of Diwali with his mesmerizing voice. I suppose we miss him anchoring the session today, but definitely keen to have him to share some of thoughts of Diwali. He's a recognized media personality into cinema, TV, and print media, and a great public speaker and leader as well in the community. So welcome, Karthik, if you want to join us on board and share the spirit of Diwali with all of us.
Irfan, thank you so much. And a big warm thank you to all the members of AIBC for putting together such a fantastic event online. The pandemic, of course, has inflicted a lot of challenges upon the entire global community. But once again, it's at moments like this, such as Diwali, be it Holi or Christmas, when we can rejoice and truly introspect and come together based on certain common laws of humanity and also principles of humanity with which we live our lives. Diwali is one of these very special occasions which celebrates the triumph of good over evil, of truth over FUD, and that's exactly what the world requires at this time, of people coming together. How more multicultural can this event be? We have Jim Verghese, who's the chairman and happens to be also culturally a Christian. We've got the president of the AIGC NSW chapter, Irfan Malik, who's culturally a Muslim. And a lot of us here are Hindus. But one of the things that we do share together is the fact that we celebrate all these festivals together. And Diwali is one of those festivals where people from different communities come together. They listen to each other. They have a good chat with each other. They understand each other and share their common anxieties and also goals and where they would like the community to move forward from here. With that message, it's very important for us to actually reflect upon all the challenges that we have faced in the coming years and use Diwali as a springboard where we clean out all the cobwebs of our notions, of principles, of thoughts we've had and rejig ourselves and set new goalposts of objectives and new goals that we want to achieve with our community, with our friends, with the larger society, and build a better future for the next generation. And that to me embodies the message of Diwali. More than that, it would be great to partake in the festivities and also with the sweets and the food and the culture and the dance and celebrate together because humanity is all about coming together and in celebration of the bonds that hold us together. In this, we couldn't have found a better partner than Australia and AIBC that constantly tries to build these bridges between the two countries from a commercial perspective. But having said that, the bonds and the bridges go far beyond that, where cultural ties and also ties between individuals and human beings that is worth far, far more than what we can quantify in our business terms. So, with that invaluable and priceless relationship that AIBC fosters between Australia and India, and also the communities that continuously build deeper, stronger relationships with each other, I only hope that these celebrations grow in size, scale, and also its pomp, and also the objectives that it's able to achieve year on year. From my side and from the side of the entire Australian Indian community and AIBC, wishing everyone who's logged in and everyone who possibly might watch this a very happy Diwali. Live, love, and share.
Thank you, Kartik Bhai. Appreciate your kind words and also inspiration and those insights that you've shared with the real spirit of Diwali. Thank you for joining us on board. On that note, I know we are all getting to have the cook-off and welcome our celebrity chef. But before we get to having a cook-off, let's get to loosen up a little bit and cherish some of the Bollywood elements as well. So on that note, let me invite our co-host Tushara, who's also part of our management committee at AIBC New South Wales, an amazing professional and one of the leading business persons as well in New South Wales, to come and introduce our artists for this evening, Kriti Jain. Tushara, over to you.
Thank you, Irfan. Dance is music made visible. It is a joy of movement and heart of life. And no one does it better than our very own Kriti Jain. She's a dancer par excellence and also an ardent advocate of art and music. She has specially curated dance forms for beginners like us. Let's all move to the music with Kriti and enjoy the positive learning experience. Over to you, Kriti.
Thank you so much for that heartwarming introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Kriti. I am a dancer, a choreographer, a student, as well as a passionate advocate for art and education. Bollywood has had a significant influence on me since childhood. I've grown up watching so many Bollywood stars on television, reenacting dance forms, and trying my best to become the next Madhuri Dixit. Who knows, maybe in time I might become a Bollywood star, but at this point, I'm just enjoying the journey. Diwali has always been a continuous moment where I always enjoy spending time with my friends and family, eating lots of sweets, and of course, dancing to my heart's content. And don't worry, you don't have to be the next Babu Deva to enjoy this dance activity. In fact, this dance activity is catered to all the beginners. You don't even have to get up from this chair. You just have to sit, relax, and participate. So I would like to start off with a brief choreographic exercise to help everyone get all loosened up and to connect with the inner dance artist. Because believe it or not, we are all dancers, regardless of how much training you have had. So I'm going to play a song, and I am going to use my body language, my gesture, in order to communicate without even getting up from this chair. So I want everyone to be participating. Everyone should have their cameras on. Do not hide. It's okay. You don't have to be professional. It's all about enjoying yourself and having fun. So I'm going to play a song, which is pretty similar to the sentiments of Diwali in the first place, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone would know this song, but for the non-Indians, this is a new song for you to get introduced by. So it's called Ghar More Pardesiya from the movie Kalank. So this song is particularly sweet and soulful, and it pretty much captures the intent of Diwali, where Ravana is killed and Ram and Sita rejoice. So this is the main sentiment behind it, and I would like everyone to try their best and just dance. So in Bollywood dance especially, I like to give a brief introduction. There's a lot of facial expressions and hand gestures being used, which differentiates it from other styles of dance. So I'm going to play the song and I will show you how I respond to the music. And everyone else's expression and everyone else's movement and gesture will be different. So you are all going to be unique in your response to the music itself. So I'm going to kick this off and I want to see everyone else participating after I give a brief demonstration. So I'm just going to play the song right now. Let me just go into YouTube. I'm going to put this, yes, audio. Just going to share screen. So I'm just going to play the music from the top and I'm going to be dancing. So please just take a look at what I'm doing. That way you see what I'm trying to get everyone to do. Can everyone hear the audio? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio. Can you hear it? Yes? Okay. I'm already all warmed up and I haven't even got up from my desk. So The main focus behind this exercise is to basically explore movement and gesture. And no, I did not choreograph this before. This was all done on the spot. So it's entirely possible. You don't have to use too many intricate gestures. It's all about how you express yourself to the music. So does anyone want to give it a go? So I want someone to try. We're gonna do the exact same song. You don't have to do as long as I did. This is just, I know this song very well because I've been listening to it for a while. So that's why I got all these hand gestures. But basically each hand gesture has a particular expression to it. So for those of you who know Hindi, I did Sato Janam, which is like 7 lives, 7 generations. So if you just pick certain syllables, and you use your hand gestures to communicate that, it really helps in making Bollywood dance what it is. So who wants to kick off with the first activity? You don't have to, don't worry, you don't have to look professional. It's all about having fun. Who wants to try? I want to volunteer. Should I volunteer someone? Vishal, I did see you try something. Do you want to start off? I'm going to put you on spotlight. So I'll put this song on for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on, Vishal. Well done. Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to play this song. I'll just share screen again. So this is called Kalmore Pradesia. All right. Let's all watch Vishal do it. And you can sing along if you want to. It's your choice. It's all about what you come up with on the spot. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Awesome job.
Well done,
You
Vishal.
enjoyed yourself so much there.
That was a lot of moving style. Excellent. And that was very impromptu as well. So amazing there. Thank you, Priti, to really get us all moving. And I'm sure everyone's been, looking to really get on the floor as well. So thank you, Priti, for really inspiring us. I know as we go into some of the physical events and when we have Bollywood numbers, we'll have people get on the floor and have some of the Indian dances as well, demonstrated. So thank you again, Kriti. And please do stay tuned. We've got some great dance numbers towards the later part of the session. But I really want to acknowledge, what you do, the youth. We've recognized the First Nations. We've got the next generation, the diaspora who have called Australia home, and the next generation that's coming up through you all, really taking this up and really inspiring the future generation as well. So thank you, Kriti, and please stay tuned for more as we go into the next part of the evening. We are all excited to really get into the culinary skills and hear from our amazing celebrity dancing chef, Harpal Singh Sokhi. So let's invite my co-host Javed Khan to come in and introduce our celebrity chef as we go into the next session to have an amazing Diwali cook-off there. Thank you. Over to you, Javed. Welcome.
Thanks, Irfan Bhai. Adab, Namaskar, and greetings. Devi or Sajjano, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of AIBC, we wish you all a very happy Diwali. It's a great privilege to introduce you all to Chef Harpal Singh Sokhi. I cannot capture Harpal Bhai's achievement in a minute or so. I have known Harpal Bhaiya since childhood. Chef Harpal and I have done our schooling from the same place in Kharagpur, though I'm not as old as Bhaiya. Sorry, Bhaiya, to mention your age, but because he was from my elder brother's class. Further, restaurateur, author, TV host, and many other features, feathers to his crown, Chef Harpal not only brings happiness and innovations to the Indian cuisines, but also brings lots of energy, for which he is lovingly known as Energy Chef of India. Once again, have a happy Diwali and even happier cooking. Without any further delay, please bring your pots and pans together to cook along and welcome the one and only Dancing Chef of India, Chef Harpal Singh Sokhi.
Welcome, Ji. Ekdam dhamaka.
Hello, Ji. This is Chef Harpal, and I'm here for all of you. Thank you so much, Ji. So happy Diwali to all of you in Australia and to everybody who are with me on Facebook and Instagram live here with me. So I'm combining this whole event. So Australia has been very, very special for me because, some 8-9 years back, of course, Javed is there. Javed, you did a wrong thing by mentioning my age. I'm not as old as you are, man. Okay. So I'm not as old as you are. And my journey began with this brand that I have in Australia. Okay. And that is why I'm wearing this turban. You see this turban and this turban, it's matching today. Yeah. So I began my journey with introducing good Indian food for all of you by the way of Sabrini. And I bought all of that with you. And I'm happy today to be with you. And I'm so happy to see Mr. Julian. And because I remember I cooked with him on stage, and I was also there when the Prime Minister, Mr. Scott Morrison, was there in a big Diwali event. Actually, the pandemic, deprives me of coming to Australia and be with all of you. That's something which I miss, actually, because I'm there generally during Diwali Melas. I'm there during Baisakhi Melas, but today I'm there with all of you on this session. So quickly, let's make what I'm doing here is quickly let's make the lauki barfi and the healthy farsan for all of you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is quickly put my burners on, and I'm going to convert this whole thing up slowly, into the pan mode and see if yes. So this one and this one, both of them are ready. So because we're talking health, so into this kadai some olive oil, and if you believe that, that's okay. I mean, little bit of indulgence is required, and you can manage by jogging, so you can always put some ghee into this. Okay, but for the halwa, we definitely require ghee. तो मुझे घी चाहिए यहाँ पे. English, हिंदी, पंजाबी, ओ सारे अच्छे गल करांगे जी. बिल्कुल. तो इसमें डालेंगे घी, ठीक है. इसमें ऑलिव ऑयल, इसमें घी, इसमें बनेगी बर्फी, इसमें बनेगा ये जो फरसान की हम बात कर रहे हैं, इसमें ये बनेगा. ठीक है जी. तो सबसे पहले इसको गर्म होने देते हैं. वैसे आप लोग सब कैसे हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, और मेरे हिंदुस्तान के प्यारे प्यारे भाइयों, दोस्तों, जो सब लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, सभी को फिर से नमस्कार. थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. अब रेसिपी की तैयारी हो गई है और शुरू कर रहा हूं मैं. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हींग डाल लेते हैं पहले. ठीक है, थोड़ी देर इसको पकाते हैं. और यहाँ पे ये नट्स डाल लेते हैं घी में. काजू, वॉलनट्स, आमंड्स. ठीक है. माय स्टाइल ऑफ कुकिंग, जो मेरी स्टाइल है, वो मैं ऐसा करता हूं कि सब कुछ आसान करने की कोशिश करता हूं. ठीक है जी. ये लीजिए, ये इसको थोड़ी देर भून लेते हैं. और आपको बताऊं कि ये जो मेरे पास है घिया जिसको बोलते हैं, व्हाइट पंपकिन, बॉटल गॉड जिसको बोलते हैं, आपने इसका ऊपर का छिलका निकालना है, ग्रेट करना है, उसके बाद बॉईल करना है, और उसके बाद आपने स्क्वीज करके रख लेना है. ठीक है जी. तैयारी यहाँ पे भी हो गई. ये लीजिए, थोड़े से मस्टर्ड सीड्स, ठीक है जी, ये डाल लेते हैं। ये मस्टर्ड सीड्स जब फूट फूट के रोएंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे, बाकी चीजें डाल लेंगे। ये लीजिए हरी मिर्चें हैं, उसमें भी थोड़ा सा काजू, थोड़े से वॉलनट्स, रोस्टेड चना दाल,
ओए होए, मजा आ गया।
and
All
then
good.
we are adding some peanuts. किसी की आवाज आई मुझे, होय 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 होय, क्या बात है,
लग रही है।
बहुत मजेदार लग रही है,
Yeah,
राइट?
that looks ravishing, amazing.
Yes, yes, and it is indeed मजेदार एकदम, बहुत बढ़िया। ये लीजिए, ये थोड़ा सा भून लेते हैं इसको अच्छे से, और ये थोड़ा सा करी पत्ता डाल लें।
Like curry leaves going in there.
Curry leaves, yes. मीठा नीम करी पत्ता जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं, curry leaves for all of you right there, and that's roasted Bengal gram, the one which I added, fula chana dal जिसको कहते हैं. You can add salted peanuts also, okay, and here we go. This is almost ready. Now the next step, I've also got some moong dal, yellow moong dal. This is also ready to use, roasted. Now the most interesting thing, okay, is I will add after some time. So murmura, as we know, okay, puffed rice. In that goes some puffed wheat, some puffed jawar, okay, cornflakes in whatever form you can want to add, can add that. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, citric acid, half a teaspoon, and let's do the namak shamak dal dete hain, namak shamak dal dete hain. Wow. So there goes the salt in this, and now what am I supposed to do? I am supposed to mix this up, okay, and let me take this aside, and I keep it here only. Mix this up. You don't require to keep it on flame for a long period of time. Okay, in the meanwhile, I'm seeing some disaster happening here. Let me put the white pumpkin bottle gourd into this, saute this up.
That's too healthy, chef.
Yeah. Let's put some milk into this. Okay, so the milk has gone into this, and let's cook this for some time. In the meanwhile, let me mix this up. Wow. So all guys who are ready for today evening or tomorrow, you know, and will be troubling all the friends and family get together, end up with, oh, Punjabi wala formula, yaar, I cannot describe that, you know, in the evening. Yes. So this is what is for you. This is a healthy option that I've done for you. So you can always order kebabs from Javed's restaurant, or you can get some samosas from Sabrini, or you can get some, you know, products from other restaurants in Australia. Please encourage all the restaurant owners in Australia. Please go out dining. Please go out and get some food products. And also the same goes for everybody who's in India. Please, आप लोग बाहर जाएं, थोड़ा सा रेस्टोरेंट से खाना मंगाएं और खाएं और रेस्टोरेंट वालों को बढ़ावा दें। वाह, ये देखिए, ये क्या बढ़िया बन गया है, देखिए
क्या बात है भाई,
ये एकदम तैयार है, एकदम तैयार। Feeling hungry? Yes. This is it, and this is ready now. See, this is nice and crisp, and this is ready. cool it down, and then store it. Okay, in a glass jar. I think if you have 6-7 male members partying in your house today, so probably you will not need to store it. They will finish this off. I can guarantee you this. So this is ready, and here goes my, wow, Barfi prep. Okay, bottle got grated, and all those who have joined me in Australia and in India on Facebook and Instagram, once again, thank you for joining in here. This is a quick recipe, alternatives that I'm giving you. So you can grate this. You have to grate the bottle gourd, and then yes, boil it and then cook it along with milk. Sugar in this. Don't add too much of sugar. I'll tell you why. Okay, add just little bit. Why, I'll tell you. Generally, when you buy bottle gourd barfi, कद्दू की बर्फी जब आप खरीदते हैं या हलवा जब आप बनाते हैं घर पे या किसी भी सोशल नेटवर्क में देखते हैं, तो वो इतना हरा दिखता है. Honestly, वो उतना हरा होता नहीं है. So it is never so green because there is either color added to it or pistachio paste added to it, or I'll tell you what is supposed to be done once this becomes soft. So while this is happening, I'll just line up and, you know, apply some ghee onto my mold in which I'll set this barfi up. So reduce the milk completely, ensure that the bottle gourd is cooked. लौकी पक जानी चाहिए. और इसमें छोटी इलायची का पाउडर, आहा क्या बात. थोड़ा सा रोज वाटर ये डाल लें. दूध को रिड्यूस कर लेते हैं पूरा एक्चुअली, वरना बहुत पकाना पड़ेगा. तो दूध को पूरा रिड्यूस करना है हमें.
Chef, what do you say all those people thinking to add and use skim milk?
Skim milk, I actually don't eat barfi, I would say, you know. I seriously would say don't eat barfi. I mean, why take the trouble of actually, you know, eating barfi and then thinking skim milk? I today morning I clocked about 11.3 kilometers jogging, and okay, only because I have to eat mithai.
Okay.
So my idea is that, okay, you know, fat is good for health. My mother, my granny would always say that please ensure that fat is incorporated in food. Otherwise, all these wise people, I'm sure the first generation people who went early days, they would still be eating ghee. And I tell you, there's a lot of ghee that is always sold in Australia, which is quite surprising for me. Yeah. Quite surprising for me. So that's what I always feel. And
sorry everyone. Sorry everyone. I tried my best, but Chef Harpal Bhaiya doesn't approve that skim milk thing to go with the barfi. I've tried my best.
No, I mean it doesn't. For a thing to taste good, I mean, you know, sometimes people do ask me this question, like, you know, Chef, can we air fry a puri? Now, I mean, you can air fry a samosa. Of course, in Sabrini also we say that, you know, you can bake a samosa. While you have those instant noodles, we all like those instant noodles. Let me tell you, you although cook it in water, but they are all pre-fried in a factory. So you must know these little things. While you have Horlicks or products like this, which are instant, which claim a lot of things, but they all have sugar. So have everything in moderation. Don't just get indulging. If you want to indulge, I indulge actually. Then I ensure that I go for jogging. Then I give a break to myself. And then I say, okay, I can go ahead for my second round again. Okay. So sabhi ke liye,
yeah, I'm sorry, tomorrow maybe all this fitness center people and gyms will be busy with membership and enrolling.
Yes, they
for
should
this
be.
burfi,
They should be. I think it's important. Yeah. So now the milk is dried up. दूध यहाँ पे अब सूख गया है. ये लीजिए. ये मैं अपना कैमरा सेट कर लेता हूँ. रुकिए.
I also want to recognize past AIBC chairs, Shiba Nankyoliar, who's also the national chair for Women in Business. Welcome, Shiba, Dipen Rugani, and Kalyan Ram OM as well, who had joined the session. So thank you. And Shiba and anyone, Wendy, want to ask Chef any questions or any thoughts or any comments there? That's looking amazing.
I love
So
it.
now you.
I
now,
love
sorry,
Indian
1 minute.
cooking.
Oh, thank you
I
so
can't
much.
do it. I can't do it. I haven't had anybody like
So just
you
keep.
teach me.
So you just need to follow my social network. Yeah, I think you will become a master in some time. So what I've added here is khas syrup just to get that natural green color. I'm not sure whether the bottle has the natural color or not, but we have added this. That's why I said that you need to add little less sugar because the khas syrup has sugar in it. So hence you need to add little less sugar into this. Okay. So the burfi that I'm making, so we'll reduce it further now.
So you're looking after the diabetics in India and Australia as well.
Well, I think diabetic, the solution is go jogging. Unless and until it is hereditary. If it is hereditary, nobody can do anything. But just go jogging, man.
So anything you need to eat, Wendy and everyone, please go for a jog and come back and enjoy Harpal Bhaiya's recipe. We'll be all
Yes,
I'll just follow Kriti Jain and do some
And
dancing.
Bollywood dances also.
Yeah, Bollywood
Yes,
dance as well.
of
Yeah.
course.
Bhangra.
I tell you, dancing is one of the best exercises. Best.
And that's the reason why you call it Dancing Chef of India as well to Harpal Bhaiya, yeah?
Yes.
So, yeah.
I have a question for you, Chef. Do you
Yes.
know while you're cooking? Because I can definitely see that happening for you.
What do I?
Dance or Bollywood dance while you're cooking?
Yeah, I'm dancing now.
Yo, the Balle Balle, the Bhangra numbers.
Yes, this is what happens. So you need to do this. I mean, otherwise cooking becomes very boring. So you need to, do your hook step or whatever you can do while you are doing this. So that's what I'm doing.
Everybody, please join in.
Amazing.
Okay. So I am adding here khoya, which we easily get in India. But the recipe that I shared with all of you was that you can add milk powder. Okay. So at this point of time, you can add milk powder. Because we have added desi ghee, you do not need to add desi ghee because I said that, okay, the quantity, when you mix khoya with milk powder, milk powder with desi ghee, you get almost something like khoya itself. Okay. So that's what you need to do.
Skim milk powder.
Okay, so skim milk powder, add 2 extra spoons of ghee to it so that the fat that you're going to taking it out, you can always add that back to, to the milk powder and that becomes khoya. That's what you need to do. Okay, यही आपने करना है. सभी लोग जब मुझसे पूछते हैं ना कि skim milk powder डालें क्या इसमें, हिंदुस्तान में ज्यादा लोग नहीं पूछते. हिंदुस्तान में कहते हैं बर्फी है तो बर्फी होनी चाहिए, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever add chocolate to your burfis at all? Because I love chocolate.
Oh, okay. So this one actually, I would say that you should look at, the moment you add chocolate to white pumpkin, the flavor of white pumpkin goes off. So it's better that you don't avoid to this. But if you have an option of besan, so we recently did a sandwich burfi, besan burfi on YouTube and Facebook. So which has a layer of besan and a layer of chocolate. You can always try that out. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so this one I wouldn't say that you should add, but if you're doing coconut, yes, you can definitely add chocolate to it. So ये बहुत जरूरी है, ये आप कर सकते हैं.
I'm so hungry.
So we will cook this, reduce till it becomes little thick so that It does not take too much time to set actually.
Chef,
So
the
I will
amount
keep
of
cooking.
energy we need for stirring, I don't think so. We need 12 kilometers walk tomorrow.
Yo, I mean, so you need walk, you need, this is for Punjabis because it does not end in just sweets for Punjabis. It ends with butter chicken and naan and the other thing also. So you need to do this.
Yeah, before that, chakna was ready as well, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that's what you need to do. So you need to cook this till it is little thicker.
You need a lot of arm strength when you're cooking, right? So that's pretty much a bicep workout or a tricep workout in one.
Yes. I mean, most chefs have a good strength. Arm strength is very good because, I mean, while we were chefs in hotels, we were only lifting bags. I mean, early days, we were lifting bags, 100 kg onions, 100 kg potatoes, and then a carrot full of probably sauces and everything. You're loading, unloading. That's what you're doing. So definitely there's a lot of strength that we've got, but we also, in due course, we also damage our backbone, and L3, L4 is definitely gone for a toss. Okay. So that's because I think nobody, trains you in a hotel that how to actually lift heavy things. So you actually need to learn that. I think that's very important that somebody trains in a hotel how people should lift large vessels. It's not easy, but nowadays actually people don't lift so much. They just slide it on the trolleys. So that's what we do. So now this is like nice and thick. Okay. It's almost there. So what khoya we have added will probably, and the sugar. ये दोनों की स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ जाएगी, ठीक है. शक्कर की जो हमने डाली है वो चाशनी गाढ़ी हो जाएगी और खोया वो भी गाढ़ा हो जाएगा जब ये ठंडा हो जाएगा. इसलिए ऐसे समय में हमने निकाल देना है. ये जो हमने ग्रीस किया था ये टिन, इसमें निकाल दें. ये लीजिए. Okay, so this will take about 2-3 hours to actually, let me show you. So let me show you this way. So this should take about 2-3 hours to cool down, and then after that you can unmold it and cut it to cubes and have the way you feel like. So once again, I wish all of you a very happy Diwali. Have fun this year with responsibility. Okay, it's important that we all be responsible because yes, things are opening up, but if all of us are not responsible across the world, then we are in trouble again. तो इसलिए मैं सबसे दरख्वास्त करता हूं कि आप लोग सब सुरक्षित रहें जहां भी रहें और तंदुरुस्त रहें. दिवाली मनाएं, परिवार के साथ मनाएं, खुशियां बांटें और ढेर सारा खाना खाएं. जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है जावेद के रेस्टोरेंट से खाना मंगाएं. बाकी जो मेलबर्न वगैरह में है सबरीनी के पैक्स मंगा के घर पे स्टोर करें. और जितने लोग हिंदुस्तान में हैं मुझे देख रहे हैं इस वक्त, आप लोग सब अपने परिवार के साथ खाना खाएं. बढ़िया तरीके से नेबरहुड रेस्टोरेंट वाले से खाना मंगाइएगा. किसी होम शेफ को एनकरेज करिएगा, उनसे भी खाना मंगाइएगा. So thank you once again, all of you. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you, Harpal Singh ji. Thank you. Amazing it was.
Thank you.
Great to connect, and greetings and wishes to all of you there as well. Happy Diwali. Sab aap sabko bhi. Thank you again for really that exciting stuff there. Looking forward to hit the kitchen very soon and try some of those as well myself. Thank you again, Harpal Singh ji, for those energizing dishes that you cooked for us. Thank you. On that note, again, thank you, Javed, for coordinating that. On that note, Let me welcome one of our stalwarts of our multicultural fabric of and who represents our Indian diaspora as the chair of Multicultural New South Wales, Dr. Harry Harinath, OAM. We call him Dr. Harry. Dr. Harinath is the chair of Multicultural New South Wales. He's also the chair of Paramasala, a member of New South Wales Centenary of Anzac Advisory Council. He's been the chair and the board member of Cricket New South Wales, board member of Cricket Australia, and an amazing ambassador for our diaspora community, leading and also as a professional as well as a business leader as well to really support our community, and a close and a big advocate of AIBC as well. So welcome, sir, on that note, and invite you to speak and address the gathering. Over to you, Dr. Harinath. If you can mute yourself and speak. You can unmute yourself, please. Dr. Harinath, you're muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Thank you for the introduction. But before I proceed further, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land of who I stand and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. And I also acknowledge the guests who are here, Honorable Julian Lissa, MP, Federal Member for Beroa, and the Consul General of India, Mr. Jim Varghese, and Auntie Beryl, and really Chef Harpal Singh. After all I ate the food, I don't think I can speak anymore. And and it's wonderful to see him. And I congratulate AIBC for organizing an event like that, this to happen. Well done, Irfan, and thank you for asking me to come and say a few words. Well, I'm not going to go on the path of earlier speakers because they've explained what is Diwali and how it is celebrated and everything. But I just want to touch the two things which are closer to my heart. One is, I want to know, do all of us know why do we burst crackers on Diwali? Is it a merrymaking activity? Or is it a celebratory activity? Or is it a money-making activity? No, none of that. But Diwali itself is divided into three phases. That is before Diwali and after Diwali. Before Diwali is a period of Shraddh. Shraddh period where our ancestors come and down on that day, and we have to feed them, facilitate them, and that's why they come there on the previous day. And after they eat, they've got to go back. And that's where the Diwali is. It's a dark. That's why we light firecrackers, so that we illuminate the sky and so that they can go back to the heaven. And this is followed by Kartik. So this is the ritual which is written in Shastras of our thing, and it is written in the Oxford University Press too, and also it's written in various other things. So that's what I wanted to touch about the burning of firecrackers. My main interest is on diaspora. Multicultural New South Wales is nothing but dealing with diaspora. But what is a diaspora? A diaspora is a large group of people with a similar heritage and homeland who have since moved out to places all over the world. And the role of diaspora in building relationship with the two countries is very, very important, very essential. The most important role we have as a diaspora is our roles are twofold. One is our role in Janam Bhoomi and our role in adopted country, the Karam Bhoomi. So we have got to be mindful of doing things which will benefit both the countries. We are in a unique position to do that. Whereas our children who are born here, they have got only one nation to do that. But people who have come as first migrants, we have two duties to do it. And that is what is very important. We should never forget our Janam Bhoomi. We should never forget our adopted country. What are the things what Janam Bhoomi needs now is, as it was said by earlier speakers, where I see the most important thing is the education, the social reform, and the business, where the AIBC plays a very important role. The business could be either agribusiness or industries or sports or information technology or defense, anything. So these are the businesses which the two countries can be connected more than what it is being connected now. Because now with the recent development of what's happening around the world, I think the Australia and India are coming closer on these subjects. And we have got to work hard so that we make sure as the diaspora, we facilitate the Council General and the High Commissioner and the people who come here to help them to make their work easy so that we can contribute those things from us. What are the things we can do for the adopted countries, the current? There's plenty. I think, and we as Indians are doing very well. And I'm very proud to say, when I see the younger Indians, younger generation Indians, they are fantastic. They do very well in all spheres of life, whereas education, information technology, arts, and they're coming up in sport now. It'll take some time, but they're coming up in sport also. But the contribution for the development of the country we have adopted as home is also very essential. And also I'm proud to say that we are very law-abiding citizens. We never get into trouble in law and order. And yes, on and off things happen, but the government handles that and we give them a hand in that. But all said and done, I'm very proud to be an Indian, to be a part of the diaspora, of Indian diaspora, and do my little contribution to make sure that Australia and India get together. And thank you, Irfan, and thank you everybody to giving me time and having me on. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harinath. Always inspirational to hear you speak and also inspire this generation and the next generation. I know when you came here, things were not that pleasant for migrants or Indian migrants. It was very hard, but with your sacrifices and the way you have shown the way to all of us, I think it continues to inspire us. And I'm sure as a future generation, as we bring both the nations closer together as proud Australians with an Indian heritage, where our heart beats for India as well, especially in cricket field. I'm sure that your words will resonate with most of us, this generation and the next generation as well. Thank you for being such a wonderful, inspirational leader for all our community. Thank you, Dr. Harinathji. Thank you.
Thank you.
On that note, I again want to recognize our sponsors, Active Super and Macquarie University as well. They've been wonderful to support us. I want to recognize Sheba Nantioliar with her support, and also Abizer and the team with Macquarie University as well for their continued support. So I want to especially recognize. On that note, I want to welcome our lead event sponsor, Active Super. I want to recognize their contribution. We look forward to working closely with Active Super. Active Super is one of the most recognized and awarded super fund, which has got a social impact cause as well. And they've really resonated with diaspora because the diaspora wants to see that there is a social impact as well. So I want to invite Chantel, the Chief Digital Marketing Officer at Active Super. She's the Chief Digital Marketing Officer there with over 25 years experience in brand building and marketing. And she's worked both for startup technology, leading brands across Australia, North America, and South Africa, working with some large corporates and leading brands as well. She holds a Bachelor of Business Science in Economics and Marketing from University of Cape Town. Chantel, we welcome you and for you to share your thoughts and some of the visions that you have. Thank you. Welcome, Chantel.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Irfan, and all the AIBC members. I just want to tell you how excited I am, and I'm just standing here with the biggest smile on my face, and my heart is filled with joy that you've invited me and Active Super to join these wonderful Diwali celebrations. Diwali is such a very, very special festival, and it all celebrates new beginnings and the triumph, as you all know, of good over evil, and of course, light over darkness, things which are very dear to my heart personally. At Active Super, we're very proud to be the major sponsor of this tremendous event. It's such an important and a lively event and a festival for Australia's rapidly growing Indian community. So I'm very, very pleased to see how everyone comes culturally connected, and I just want to dance, and I'm very hungry. So, and it's amazing to, to learn so much about these traditions and celebrations. Diwali is a special time to renew all of our faith in all things good and to renew your finances. And we at Active Super are very, very excited to play a very small part in that journey. So I'm happy to share that we've also launched a fantastic campaign this Diwali for the community so that we can all live our best lives in all of our adopted countries, Australia. So I wish you all and families a prosperous, happy, and an abundant new year. And thank you.
Thank you, Chantel. Greetings and Diwali wishes to you and all at Active Super and your community as well. We look forward to closely working with you on. Thank you, Chantel. I want to reflect on the fact I touched on the SMILES framework. So definitely along the lines we have touched on the small, medium scale businesses, the indigenous businesses, leaders, large enterprises as well. And now it's a term for some startup story as well. And I want to really showcase India has become one of the startup hubs, and Australia has a lot to offer. And, Australian startup journey, there's something amazing what's happening between Australia and India as well. And we want to cherish and celebrate and also reflect on the possibilities ahead as well. So on that note, I want to invite an amazing person, a woman leader in the startup world, but also in the art and culture world, which is also another enabler for connecting, making people to people connect, and also helping business impact as well. So let me welcome Purnima Menon, who is the head of people and culture at My Muscle Chef. I don't know whether a lot of people have heard about this. Is an amazing brand that's been in the making over the last quite a few years, but it's just hit the mainstream of the business and retail. Today, My Muscle Chef has grown to a leading functional food company, delivering over 1.6 million meals per month for over 4,500 suburbs across Australia. And they're looking to scale and they are looking to grow as well. So a great story of an Indian migrant family, the mom, the dad, the kids coming together to shape a success story. And we want to celebrate that. And Purnima also is passionate about the art, the artifacts, and the real, the weavers of India across, the length and breadth of India, provides all those artisans and the handicrafts that comes in. It's amazing that it actually reflects on the culture of India as well. So she's again someone who celebrates with saris and handicrafts from right across India to showcase and share with the Australians as well. So Purnima, welcome to you. Let me, as I have this interactive conversation, I want to hear you share your journey, your story of a migrant, and how did you embark on the entrepreneurial pathway?
Thank you, Irfan, and happy Diwali to all of you. And thank you to AIBC for providing this platform. So let me share my journey, and let me start from the very beginning. We moved to Australia, Sydney in 2003 with two young boys. My husband was a retired colonel from the Indian Army, and we don't know why we moved to Sydney. There was no particular reason. It was not like we were looking for a better lifestyle. I think we were looking for a sea change, and we did fly across the oceans to get to Sydney. But going to the story of My Muscle Chef, when my sons, I think my older one was about 26 at the time, and my younger one was about 22 at the time. Our business is about 9 years old. Next year, we'll be completing 9 years. There was a gap in the market, and there was a gap in the market for portion-controlled high-performance meals. Both my boys, since they were very much into gyms and most of the cooking had to be done at home, they went and did some research, and they found there was a gap in the market, and that's when they floated the idea. My husband, being a project manager himself, they approached the dad, and he said, provide me with a project plan. So the boys went away and they provided him, they came back with a project plan. And that's how in 2013, My Muscle Chef was born. We started in a little kitchen in Potts Point, and then from there we grew and we grew and we grew, and that's how My Muscle Chef is where it is today. And what I would say is that if you have the passion, if you're determined, and you have a vision, and you work towards it, nothing is impossible. It is a really good story to tell because the family we are in, we have no background in business. I came in here as a skilled migrant teacher, taught in the high schools, public school in Sydney for about 15 years before I decided to join the family business. And now I head the people and culture. We have nearly 500 odd employees that we look after. Apart from, I think, the Northern Territory, My Muscle Chef you can find in every other state of Australia. So in a nutshell, that's the story of My Muscle Chef.
Amazing story. And again, a migrant story now inspiring the next generation to take the lead and also leverage the whole startup ecosystem pathway as well. So congratulations to you, your kids and your family as well on the journey. I want to also touch on your art and culture, your focus.
Yes.
You've traveled across India to really, pick and choose and showcase some amazing, talented hand weavers. So what is that part of the business?
Yes, so it's very easy to become a face in the crowd, especially when you move to a new country. And I think that was one thing that I was very conscious about, that I just didn't want to be a face in the crowd. I'm very proud of my heritage. And so everywhere that I went to, I always made sure that I draped a sari. People recognized me by the saris I draped. And I'm very, very passionate about it. And I think it all started, like I mentioned earlier, my husband was in the Indian Army and we traveled a lot. And when we went to different states, I got to know more about the culture of that place, and saris are an integral part of the Indian culture. So when I came back here, and as I was, adding on to my collection of saris, I did see that there was an opportunity for me to promote the handloom industry of India here in Australia, because there were not many who were doing it. And one of the things that as a family that we always were particular about is that whenever we went back to India, we always made sure that we visited a state that we had not visited before. There's so much to see in India, and we wanted to see all of India because now that we have moved out of India. And so this visits to India became a sort of a cultural textile journey for me. And when I visited a state, I would go there, go to the villages, visit the weavers, go into their homes, share a meal with them, hear their story, see what their lifestyle is about, and then build a connection with them. And as I build a connection, I decided that I was going to bring the product back here and then find a clientele where these saris can be used or can be sold to the ladies here in India. Australia is a multicultural society. We have lots of cultural weddings happening, and there was a really, really good space for these saris. And that's how 5 Pleats by Purnima Menon was born. Everyone has asked me why 5 pleats. Whenever you drape a sari and when you pleat the sari, generally you end up getting 4 to 5 pleats, and 5 pleats is what I try and get. And that's how 5 Pleats by Purnima Menon was born.
Thank you, Purnima, for sharing that story as well. And really, I'm inspired by that element as well. You're really focusing on building that art and culture, and that focus on hand weavers as well, supporting some of those hand weavers who need support in India and taking them to a global platform as well. So congratulations on what you're doing. Definitely, we look forward to working with you and also the boys as well as we shape further success stories and inspire more people of the migrant, the living bridge that we have here. Thank you, Purnima, for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone. And happy Diwali once again.
Happy Diwali to you as well. So as we come to the close of this event, let's bring our Bollywood numbers back as we, I know we are running a bit late, about 10 minutes or so. Please stay tuned and let's enjoy the Bollywood number from Kriti again, and then we will wrap it up soon. Thank you.
La 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 la, hey, 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 yeah. चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी देता वो तुमको बता शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना होना है तुझ में फना बता दूं तुमको शर्मा ही जाओगी तुम धड़कने जो सुना दूं तुमको घबरा ही जाओगी तुम हमको आता नहीं है छुपाना होना है तुझ में फना चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी देता वो तुमको बता शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना होना है तुझ में फना
Thank you, Kriti, for again that wonderful number there. It all brings our memories back as well with enjoying those Bollywood numbers. So thank you for those performances, and really thank you again for inspiring the young next generation as well to embrace our cultural heritage of Bollywood and bringing that and blending that with the Australian way as well. So thank you again, Kriti, for your support for this event. So on that note, without much ado, let me invite my co-host Sangeeta back to propose the vote of thanks. Sangeeta is the AIBC New South Wales Vice President and a leading financial services fintech specialist with global experience. You all know her, and great to have Sangeeta on board as part of our team. And I also want to recognize the rest of the AIBC New South Wales management community team. We have got a vibrant team and we look forward to shaping some amazing events ahead over the year, the next year or so. So definitely look forward to having more of this action in person. Sangeeta, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you, Irfan. Firstly, what a well-run event. Irfan, it goes to show your leadership. Thank you so much. This is the first event under Irfan's leadership and really well-run, especially given it's virtual. Very quick note. Thanks to Jim Varghese for his talk and focus on AIBC's strength and vision. It was beautiful to hear that. Auntie Beryl, thanks for your focus and talk about the strong link to community. It really made us feel more connected. Manish Gupta ji, it's always a pleasure to hear from you. And thanks for your incredible support for the cross-border relationship we have across Australia, India, and your beautiful poem in Hindi. I'm still trying to figure out how to translate that. I'll get to it very soon. Thanks to MP Julian Lissa and his speeches, both in Hindi and English, and the effort he made to talk about how much he supports the AIBC network and the diaspora. Karthik, what a flamboyant, amazing speech from you. Thanks for that. Kriti, you have an incredible energy. What a beautiful way to finish the event today. And you got us all dancing, even though we were all sitting at our desks. So thank you so much. I do hope one day we all get to see you in person and dance together. That'll be fantastic. Chef Harbal Singh, thank you for your energetic and amazing way to engage us all and leaving us all hungry. I hope some of you tried and managed to cook while he was cooking. I tried. I don't think I quite succeeded, maybe not even 20%. But there is one thing I will mention. I do not use skim milk. I use ghee all the way for everything. There's nothing skim or nothing short of the real stuff, the traditional way of cooking. I like it that way. Dr. Harry, it was lovely to hear the emphasis you placed on Diwali and what it means, and showcasing or giving us a better understanding of the diaspora. Thank you for that. And again, to add to what Irfan said, thanks to all our sponsors, and thanks Chantel for your message and wishes for Diwali. Not last but the least, not least, Purnima, your story is incredible. What you have done with My Muscle Chef is amazing. And thanks for showcasing us how you developed your own identity and thoughts about a sari. It was beautiful to hear. Thank you so much. There are many more events planned by AIBC New South Wales. I'm sure you will hear about them. Please keep in touch. Thanks again to all of you for joining us today. And I hope you enjoyed the event as much as I did and the New South Wales Committee did. Thanks on behalf of the New South Wales Committee to everyone.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Appreciate all your support. I also want to recognize and thank the AIBC past chairs, Shiba, Deepen, and Kalyan Ram, who had joined us at various times, and also AIBC national leadership who made it to attend this function along with some of the industry chairs as well. All our partners, members that who joined AIBC and our ecosystem partners as well, all the speakers, all the panelists all across Australia and India, and also a great team behind curating this event, Sam, Vishal, and Wendy as well, who had to put together, but also recognize our AIBC New South Wales Committee as well. Want to introduce our team, myself, Sangeeta, Tim Regan, who's our New South Wales Treasurer, our Management Committee members, Abizer, Indu, Javed, Partha, Tushara, all of us working towards curating some amazing events. Even this month ahead, we've got a couple of events, so stay tuned for that. Again, thanks to Sam, Vishal, and Wendy for putting this all together. And there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes as we bring this together. Please be in touch with us on AIBC website through our secretariat, and also watch out for our AIBC events coming up with our Victorian chapter with Honorable Matthew Guy on the 9th of November, AIBC Victoria and AIBC Queensland having their own Diwali, their physical event, which will be great, and hopefully we will join them sometime on physical events as well. So on that note, again, thank you, and please do stay tuned for our AIBC newsletter, which comes out mid-month every month. Amazing showcase of what we do. I'll call it a wrap, and happy Diwali wishes to all of you. Amazing, and also looking forward to working with you all closely. Thank you again. Thank you to my team and all of you together. Namaskar, greetings, and salams to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because most of the things will be covered, so it's no point in repeating the same thing.
Thanks everyone. I'll be ending the meeting and